Hi, welcome to my new video. This time I will take you for a very brief trip to London and to art supply shop, and we will do a little bit of testing of new art supplies. So just to let you know, this is not a travel vlog, this is not vlogging, but if you would like to see more of this kind of content on my channel, of the places that I visit, let me know in the comments. I can consider to do it in a better and more involved way. So we're now in the very center of London, Camden Town, near Soho, near Trafalgar Square, and I'm searching for a shop that my friend told me about with Japanese watercolors. And I'm searching for this shop. My friend recommended me this supply since I discovered Japanese watercolors this year. I was wondering to test this shop as well. It's called Choosing and Keeping. It's stationery shop, but it also has a range of art supplies like these watercolors. Look how lovely sets they provide. So just be aware they don't sell single colors. I mean, when I went there just once. They didn't have singular colors, so I'm not sure if it's always like this, but they provide very beautiful sets of colors. I saw that this time they were inspired by different epochs and different year seasons. I'm not sure if it's always like this, but they are very lovely. They have also a range of papers and sketchbooks. Altogether, the experience was very nice. I will do swatching together with you. I also bought this Pith sketchbook and different I don't remember, a couple of other supplies that I will swatch with you. This was I bought it in the other art supply shop, Art, and those are Unison Pastels and Liquitex acrylic gouache. And I also will show you one of my favorite sketchbook, which is Pith. So I don't use a lot of pastels, but since I heard about those pastels, a lot of good things, they are quite expensive, so I decided to take a couple of colors. But let's start from our main protagonists, which are Japanese watercolor. So as you can see, they provide this lovely packaging. They are really careful about packaging, and look how lovely birds stickers they gave. It was pity because I had to almost destroy it because the glue was very good, and I didn't want to destroy it, but anyway, it's very nice. So I took 4 sets, 3 little sets and 1 bigger set. This one is 1960, so I'm not sure if it's something regular or do they change the sets. This is something I cannot tell you. The other one was, I think, 1970. So the set is quite unusual for me. I took sets of colors that I probably wouldn't pick, but I took them because I already have different colors from Kuretake, from other Japanese watercolor brands, and that's why I took these sets. Complete the colors that I already have, and I will have different colors this way. Anyway, before you could see the beautiful packaging, look how nice, how lovely. Another big advantage of the colors is that they provide you charts, and you can fill them with colors and swatch it and have it together with you. The last set of colors is the set of Neo colors. I love Neo colors, so I just had to take it. So let's get started with swatching. And as you can see, I'm in a cafe shop, so this is one of my favorite moments when I can do two favorite things: drink coffee and paint, or in this case, just a swatch. So let's get started. Again, super happy that they provide you the chart. So I think it's cool to have your chart together with your colors and see immediately what colors they are. So the names are very strange. It's nothing like purple, blue. The names are Japanese and I'm really not sure what they mean. I'm zooming it so you can see which colors they are. So this is lovely maroon. I think I won't comment each and every color. I'm not sure, we will see. All in all, what I wanted to let you know is that the colors are gorgeous. They are very vibrant, very opaque, and as you can see they have this buttery consistency, and they are something between watercolors and gouache, meaning they are water-based, water-soluble colors, and they are not acrylics, and you can paint very opaque, very dense color, or you can dilute them and have more transparent watercolor effect. And I think they are more, how can I say, the colors are more not only unique, because also the palette is very particular and unique, but they are more uniform. While watercolors often the nature is that they create more textures, they are often granulating, and those watercolors are more, those Japanese watercolors are more similar to gouache also because they are more flat and uniform colors. Obviously you can create textures by adding more water, playing with water. You can also have this cauliflower effect, which often is not wanted. But if you want to create more transitioning effects and textures, you can do it with those watercolors, but basically they are more uniform and flat. So look how lovely a palette it is, very particular, and until now I love all the colors. Very lovely warm colors and cool colors right now. Those are earthy tones. The second one from the left is a gold color, which is also very nice because it's very intense and the pigmentation is really nice, because not all metallic colors provide you the quantity of pigment, of the metallic pigment that you would like to, and sometimes they are just too transparent, and this one seems really like wash. And also very lovely greenish beige, sweet pink, and this one is like earthy green. Let me know in the comments if you know this brand, if you know Japanese colors, and if you tested them, and if you know specifically choosing and keeping as well. So I don't see a big difference between the choosing and keeping watercolors and the kuretake watercolors. I really don't know if it's the same production, if it's the same brand, but I guess no, because this is called choosing and keeping, so I think they are produced by two different brands. So I think they are both great. This one is great as well. Probably the difference is that the sets of colors are very particular and original. Kuretake has different palettes. Some of them are also particular and original, meaning they have not the traditional colors like, you know, reds, blues, and greens. But I think they have both. You can choose between if you want like a traditional sets of colors and something more series of non-traditional colors. And I think choosing and keeping has only this kind of sets, which you know has both advantages and pros and cons, because it depends on you. If you're a beginner, maybe you would like to have something more traditional, because if you have this kind of particular set, probably you would have to ask yourself, what can I paint with it? So I don't care. For me it's okay. But for example, if you go do some plein air painting and you will take this kind of set, maybe you will see that you don't have the kind of green that you're searching for, or maybe the color that you wanted is missing, and but it can be also a pro because it forces you to use different colors. I mean, it doesn't have to be, the tree doesn't have to be always green, the house doesn't have to be always gray or maroon, so it forces you to find different solutions and color solutions as well. And I think it is a big pro. So it depends from you. It depends on you. As you can see, in the first color there is a little bit of cauliflower, so it's not that the color is flat, but I find it different from traditionally watercolors. So this is this link between gouache and watercolors. I also painted with the Japanese watercolors some of illustrations, and I found that you can both use them really diluted as watercolors, but also if you use them very, very dense, as very, very dense color, you can almost use it as acrylic. Difficult to explain, but you can really layer dense in the dense film of color, dense layer of colors, and it's really excellent and something unusual. You won't do it with traditional, you won't be able to do it with traditional watercolors. So okay, I'm already having second coffee, and let's skip to the second small palette. A set of 1960s. So I would have to read. To be honest, I didn't ask. Is it inspired by something particular, by the fashion, or by some paintings, by the art? I'm not sure. So again, this is not a set that I would pick, but the colors that I usually like and usually use and buy, I already have a lot of Japanese kuretake. So some of the colors will reply. For example, this maroon, I think it's the same that was in the autumn, but it was inevitable. I think in each set, if you take multiple sets, it's probable that some colors will be double. And again, the colors are so unusual, and Mine colors are something like turquoise, blue colors. I love earthy tone. I love dirty tones as well, but I also love bold colors. But this selection is something challenging for me. And probably you would say, so why do you take colors that aren't yours? But if they were something that I really didn't like, then I wouldn't take them, obviously. But I still find that testing different palettes is something that can be a benefit, because you can discover new solutions that probably you wouldn't be able to discover if you picked the same colors. So I'm planning to do videos here on YouTube to use the palettes of the colors that I bought, and let me know in the comments if it's something that could interest you. The palettes, sets of colors, or just the colors that I randomly picked as single colors. And I think this is something, a great source of inspiration, just to go to the art supply shop, pick colors that you like, and then use them as a palette. So I know the theory of color. I studied color, and I find that it's always difficult for me to apply it. So usually for me, in my case, it's about intuition, or as I told you right in this moment, I pick colors from the colors that I already have, and I think they work together, or I use the palette of the recent new colors. So here it is. Look how great, again, the covering, the opaqueness. Can you say opaqueness? It's opacity, sorry, opaqueness, yeah, opacity. And let's skip to 1970. Again, well, this is even more difficult as a palette for me. So many similar colors that are all very cool. So even if I love cool colors, this combination of cool colors is something, I don't know, that I really wouldn't use as a whole. But again, I also picked it to have different colors in my wholesome palette. And the tricky thing here is to understand the direction of colors. There's no indication, so I could have done it wrong, but I took as a reference the color that is again doubled in the other palette. Since the names of colors, they don't really suggest you what color is it. It's not written yellow, or so I was about to paint it upside down. So just be aware of it. Again, just because I have the same colors in other palettes, I was able to understand the direction, the right direction. Two really nice yellows. The top one is really nice, like small chicken yellow. I like this kind of yellow. And the bottom one is cool yellow, almost greeny yellow. And then there's this gray, two grays in one set, two yellows and two grays. Isn't it strange? But again, I don't exclude, I don't deny that maybe one day I can like it. You know, also the selection, I mean, because singular colors, I love each one of them. but as a palette it's quite challenging, but I was about to say that maybe tomorrow I will like it, and maybe it will be good to as an inspiration for a singular project. Who knows, maybe I will make a card inspired by 70s. Again, I will have to explore, is it something inspired by a particular thing, to understand better why they selected this kind of colors. And there is a kind of ochre color. Right now I have no idea what could I paint with this palette. Let me know in the comments. Is it something that comes to your mind that you could paint with these colors? I mean, imagine if you would have to paint, oops, accidents, it happens. So for example, imagine if you go to outside and you would have to paint the trees or forests, so it's impossible. But if you go, for example, in the cafe or a bar and you would have to paint humans, it would be challenging because you would have to paint, use different colors as references. For example, for skin you would use yellow or something like that, and that's a great challenge as well, but it's possible. In some scenarios it's possible, in other scenarios I think I wouldn't have a clue how could I apply the colors to some of the situations. Another cool blue, it's more warm but still cool, and it's more translucent, so some of the colors will be more translucent. This is the first, I think, in the selection that I picked, that it's more translucent than the other one. Alright, so now let's skip to the last palette, the neon palette. I'm a big fan of neon colors. So for example, I have this Turner gouache, I think it's called Lumi Red, I'm not sure, which is kind of reddish orange. And it's fluid and it's gorgeous, it's wonderful. And I'm always looking for similar colors. So let's see if this palette will provide something similar. So in the video it's not so obvious. Unfortunately, it's impossible to replicate the neo colors in the video. They will result more less vibrant, less neo. The same for the scan. It's if you scan neo colors, just know it's impossible to scan them. They will be burned, so the colors will result like normal purple, orange or yellow, etc. The same for printing. You cannot also reproduce it in printing. If it's something that interests you, and just be aware, if you want to print neo colors, you will ask your printer to use a Pantone color, and the only probably situation in which you use neo colors is to sell, if you want to sell or to give just the original. It's not for the reproduction. Okay, so the colors are really nice, really fluo, really neo colors. I think the most similar to the Turner gouache that I told you at the beginning is the first one, the top left, but also the right orange is really nice. And the last kind of pink. So there are two oranges, two pinks and one kind of reddish color. no greens, no blues, and it's cool for me. I prefer warm neon colors, not a big fan of green. Even yellow is, but altogether it's okay. But even yellow, I wouldn't, it's not so inspiring for me. So I'm not sure for the light fastness, if those colors will last. Usually neon colors will fade away easier than the other colors. So I will let you know when some time will pass. So there are all of the palettes all together, and yeah, probably the next time, if I will have possibility to come back to choosing and keeping, I will pick more the palette that is more mine, more colors that are like mine, but also probably because I will already use the colors that I have, so it will be more possible that I will need the colors that I use mostly. So let's skip to other supplies. Unison Pastels. So I already know that they are great quality. I heard about them. Very creamy. As you can see, pigmentation is great. Low quality pastels will tend to be, I mean, even if the pastel seems nice, but when you draw with it, you will immediately see that the color is lighter, not intense, not so bold, and also maybe there's more chalk than pigment. And here you can see that the pigmentation is so great. And I picked those colors, I'm not sure, I mean, I picked turquoise, like cobalt light turquoise color, because this is something of my favorite. And I took this orange because I'm thinking about working on a book about the fox, and I thought it would be more orange. Instead it's more like red. And I took another one, yeah, still thinking about the fox. So both of them, I thought there will be more, I mean the orange one, I thought it will be more orange, but still probably I will find a solution to use them. And what I can tell you immediately is that, yeah, they are, look at my hands, look at my fingers, they are very, very high pigmented and great to use. Very expensive though, and what I don't recommend maybe is buying them when you travel, because when I came back to Italy, the orange one broke into many pieces, even if it was in its box, and the pigment was all around. So yeah, again, let's see the palettes all together. Sorry, I didn't test the gouache, acrylic gouache, because I remember that the other time that I opened this kind of color, it split out in my luggage and stained some of my clothes, so then acrylic won't go away, so it's unsafe to travel with opened color. So I didn't want to, I just wanted to leave it sealed. So right now you can see I leave you with some photos of other palettes, Four Seasons palettes. Let me know in the comments if this video was useful for you, if it inspired you to try Japanese watercolors. Do you use choosing and keeping watercolors? And if you find it useful, if you enjoyed it, please leave your thumb up and subscribe to my channel, because I will come up with new videos. Bye!